What's up, folks, and welcome to another episode of the Shots Fired podcast with DP. I am the aforementioned DP, aka Despot, birth name J. Semino, dead ass. And today is 20 March 2026, and it is once again Fack Around Friday. But I'd like to touch on the conspiracy-minded twats out there first, if you let me. It pervades X and social media at large, and I think it's a true sickness, a psychosis. It's only spread by these fucked up algorithms, and once it takes over your brain, your soul begins to rot. Now, I'm not saying there aren't evil forces at play in the world. I worked in homicide. I've seen it firsthand. But I also don't believe the Jews are hiding in every shrub, waiting to pounce on us. Seriously, folks, you with that conspiracy brain rot actually think you're intellectuals, and you think that because you're willing to dig into the fourth and fifth levels of shit, that makes you wicked more smarter. But the fact is, you're not digging. You're being dragged there. You are not in control of your mind. Evil is. The algo is. Faggots at large are. Take this douchebag, James Tate, with this post from someone named Taz, which should be your first clue that you're dealing with bullshit. Hi, special effects makeup artist here. Blood and gore are my specialty. And he goes on to say that Trump's injuries aren't real because he's from Hollywood. So I try to chime in. Hi, homicide detective here, and I'm also not MAGA. But that is exactly what a superficial bullet graze would do to an earlobe. Why do I say that? Because I've fucking seen it. I've seen every kind of bullet wound any of you could ever fucking imagine. So, King Homo James calls out bullshit. So naturally, I gotta check out the rod on X, and I see that James is the father of 3 shaquad kids, and therefore you should buy him a coffee. Over 124 gur follow him. He is the rot. He is the algo that is poisoning you, and he is who Elon decides to monetize. Maybe because just like James's kids, Elon is half a window licker himself. I don't know, but you're choosing to rot people's minds by choosing to believe an alleged makeup artist over a cop. And some of you retards out there buy into this shit, as if Rocky Dennis fired 8 rounds that day, hitting, I believe, 4 people, killing a firefighter, but the round he aimed at Trump wasn't real, and Trump just happened to have a blood capsule in his pocket, and he was following a script. Does this faggot know anything about being downrange? No one in the world who is not one of his retarded children would let another human, even the most expert sniper in the fucking world, pop off 8 rounds in their directions but be like, just don't hit me, okay? Fuck you, James. Fuck you, the kids you grift off, and the sheep on X that you manipulate. I hope you all get Thanos snapped out of existence. Kind of like some of you nitwits blaming Israel or our own government for the Charlie Kirk assassination. Look, I'm not saying there isn't something going on out there, but some of you idiots actually think that the shooter, who will not be named here, is not the actual shooter. His father recognized the rifle, which was put together by police so they could show it to the public. It is a rare, older model rifle, and they knew that in pieces no one would recognize it. But put back together, the father recognized it as Grandpa's immediately. He reached out to his son. His son eventually came home and confessed to his father. Then they went to the police station and he turned himself in. The part you retards are missing is if anyone, Mossad, CIA, just pick the agency, but if anyone at that level is involved, what happens to the shooter? Are you purposely ignoring history, you idiots? The shooter is taken out immediately, or in the event of Lee Harvey, shortly thereafter. The shooter and those high-level criminal conspiracies is always a puppet and has to be silenced immediately. They had no idea who fucking did it. That's what happens when the killer is a true lone wolf. I'm telling you, idiots, the cops don't have some CSI Miami level tool that crystal balls the killer into view for them. They are the most difficult cases to solve. Take the case out of Utah. Do you remember Brian Thompson in New York? NYPD has the best homicide detectives in the fucking world, yet they had no clue. None, because Luigi was a true lone wolf. He had a list of big time CEOs he wanted to kill, and he settled on the softest target with no armed security. He told no one, and that is how he escaped for days so easily. How many of you truly believe he's not the shooter? Millions of you, especially the ones with special needs children who use them for coffee money. You're all fucking retarded, and now you're grifting the shit out of this algorithm for monetization, and you're rotting the brains of those who can't think for themselves. And fuck Elon for allowing it. Okay, end of rant. Let's truly get into Fuck Around Friday with some fun. How about we do a little right side of history, because it's been a minute. What is the right side of history, you ask? This is the segment where I search the interwebs for examples of those who insist they're on the right side of history. A side we should all strive to be on, no? Come along on my journey to be a better person, and as always, I'll start us off with an example of someone who was on the wrong side of history.
Listen, you Democrats, do you really think that the black community in black America, especially people like myself that live in the ghetto, really want to be replaced by illegal immigrants that you fight for? I actually saw black folks fighting so that they can be replaced by illegal immigrants. It was astonishing. They're actually fighting. Now they got this faux Black Panther Party out there. By the way, Democrats have historically hated the Black Panther Party.
Are you looking for a push-up bra that's literally going to help push everything together and keep it in shape? Strapless also. That way you can wear your sexy strapless dresses. I have the thing for you. Literally. I have nothing here. Literally. Watch. And then it gives you the push-up that you need.
This is the first American flag I've ever owned, and I'm about to shred it.
The Palisades arsonists hated Trump, and I dare you to act surprised. Now walk with me. Radical leftists are determined to make our lives miserable.
So, I am going to spend the next minute screaming, because that is what is going on in here. That is what the trans genocide in this country, in this city, has brought me to.
And now it's time for fan favorite segment, Wood. What? 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 And since Fuck Cats, Yay Dogs has been getting good numbers on YouTube, it's up next.
Oh, are you okay?
Is Martin taken away from you?
Pumpkin!
What are you doing?
Dimitri could have died, but that's the fact of doing business, right?
Oh, Gypsy.
I can't. Look at them. They're actually.
We couldn't go into the weekend without We Was Kangs.
Hey, leave her shit alone!
Mira esa vaina, ¿quién está? El loco. Mira esa.
And we like picking on white people here too, folks.
It's 8:45. We back at it again with another food review, but this time Queen cooked Hot Toss King dinner. You know, I gotta really cook her dinner one of these nights here. I only done it once since we started the food reviews, but with that being said, let's get up into the video. But she cooked cheeseburgers, scalloped potatoes, and corn. You know, I'm gonna rate hers 1 through 10. Probably give her a 0. You know how it goes. You know.
And french fries, but he don't care for french fries.
You know, because the no teeth thing really be hurting, man. Just be hurting. Let me check your cheeseburger out. Let's rate this bad boy, right?
Scalloped potatoes are gonna be better.
And I don't believe in kitchen tables. And yes, the baby's sitting in his high chair eating, for y'all that don't think he eats, okay?
I'm Molly. I drive a 2001 Ford F-150.
Hi, my name is Tegan, and I drive a 2018 Nissan Frontier.
My name is Augustine. I drive a 2000 Nissan Frontier.
My name is Sorrel, and I drive a 1993 Geo Tracker.
My name is Yana, and I drive a Volkswagen Tiguan.
My name is Maddie, and I drive a bike.
And now it's time for the final call. On this date, March 20th in 2016, Deputy Sheriff Carl Allen Kuntz was shot and killed as he and other deputies served arrest and search warrants in connection to a narcotics case. The deputies received no response from inside the mobile home on the 300 block of Chandler Street in Russiaville. When they knocked on the door and announced themselves at approximately 12:30 a.m., as they entered the home, the subject opened fire on them, striking Deputy Kuntz and a sheriff's sergeant. A Russiaville police officer and other deputies were able to pull both wounded deputies from the home. They were both transported to a local hospital before being flown to IU Methodist Hospital in Indianapolis. Deputy Kuntz succumbed to his wounds while in surgery. The subject was found suffering from a fatal gunshot wound several hours later after a SWAT team made entry into the home. Deputy Kuntz has served with the Howard County Sheriff's Office for 2 years. He is survived by his wife, son, parents, sister, and grandparents. In August 2016, the Markland Bridge was renamed Deputy Carl A. Kuntz Memorial Bridge in memory of him. Also on this date in 1933, Patrolman George Effinger of the Cleveland Division of Police in Ohio succumbed to wounds sustained 5 years earlier when he and 4 other officers went to a restaurant on East 55th Street to arrest a Pennsylvania prison escapee. A customer had recognized the suspect and called the police. When they arrived, they approached the man with their guns holstered in order to not incite a shooting match. The suspect, however, opened fire, striking patrolman Anthony Weiserek 4 times and striking patrolman George Effinger once. Patrolman Weiserek was taken to a local hospital where he succumbed to his wounds. Patrolman Effinger succumbed to his wounds on March 20th, 1933. The suspect, who had been shot and wounded during the incident, was apprehended in 1927. The subject was convicted of the murder of a payroll guard in Pittsburgh on December 23rd, 1925, and sentenced to death. On August 18th, 1927, he and another death row inmate shot their way out of Allegheny County Jail in Pittsburgh. A subject and a gang he formed were responsible for several holdups and murders until his capture. On June 25, 1928, he shot and killed Sergeant George Barstad of the Detroit Police Department during a holdup at the Detroit News business office. The subject recovered from his wounds and was returned to Pennsylvania, where he was executed in the electric chair on January 20, 1929. Patrolman Effinger had only served with the Cleveland Division of Police for 1 year at the time of the shooting. May they both continue to rest in peace. Time to wrap up this show, and as we always do, with the timeline cleanse. But before we get into that, to those out there struggling with that mental demon, remember to stop, breathe, survive. Later, bitches.
You feel that? Oh, shit.
What?
Get him, Jay.
I'm not a cop.
You got DP'd.